families, it's Sheryl from Tutoring with Sheryl, and I am a former classroom teacher turned elementary K through 8-ish, sometimes ninth grade, reading, writing, and spelling tutor. And I help kids overcome their reading and writing blocks. And this is a real thing. Kids really do struggle to read, they really do struggle to write, and they really do struggle to spell. And that is no fault of their own. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about note taking, but I do want to just encourage you. If you've got a struggling reader or writer, don't give up. There is help. There's people like me that can help. The public schools are great places to send our kids. Private schools, micro schools, homeschooling, that's all great. But sometimes our kids either don't get things right away, or maybe they have an underlying issue that's holding them back. And in the case of many of the students that I work with, sometimes it's just that phonological awareness, being aware of the sounds, and then they get stuck because they're trying to spell and they're trying to think of the letter formation, and they can't put it all together and it runs too quickly for them. So my advice, no matter what the age of your child is to, number one, make sure that they know all of their letters with all of their sounds, okay? Make sure that that's a concrete thing. It's going to make it go a lot smoother. And there's tools out there to help you. If you have not found the UFly Foundations program, you can just go in and you can look for it. I'll try to put it in the comments here, but you can find it. And if you know your letter sounds, you're great. And if not, check my Tutoring with Sheryl information, because I've got a video where I did like some of the letter sounds for you to know what they should sound like. And sometimes when I make those sounds, I kind of maybe make them off just a little bit because my microphone isn't that great. So for like the letter K, I might say K and emphasize it, but it's really just that short. So try to chop that off at the end. So anyway, what I'm just trying to get at is make sure that they really know their sounds, so that when they're trying to sit down and spell the word, they can associate it with the letters and the sounds. It doesn't matter how old they are. I mean, I work with junior high and high school students who still need a lot of support there. The next thing I'm going to tell you to do is model what you're asking them to do. It seems really maybe counterintuitive for you to write it down. The kids watch you write it down and then they write it down themselves. But the thing is that their brain has to be trained. A lot of times they don't even think, oh, I have to have a capital letter and punctuation, because they're working so hard just to get the pen to cooperate with their brain. So even if you're working on very, very simple sentences like, today I had cereal for breakfast. Well, that's a pretty challenging sentence for a first grader to write, a kindergartner, or even a second grader to write. Think of the word cereal. Think of the word breakfast. There's probably some sounds in there that they might not have mastered yet. But I have been working with junior high and high school students that still struggle with the same thing. So go ahead and model that for them, and then say, now, where did you get stuck in that word? Well, let's underline that part of the word. So in breakfast, the EA says instead of E or A, or whatever sound you are expecting it to say. And so you're going to talk about those sounds. Okay. So you're isolating those sounds and you're talking about those sounds so they become more familiar. And then you could even give other examples of where that sound is used in other words. And you don't have to know everything. You have a computer, you have a phone, and you can say, what are other words like the word whatever that have the same sound in it? Please provide me with 5 examples, and boom, you'll have it. Because I think there's this idea that once our kids know how to read, they know how to write. And that is simply not the case. I mean, we want our kids to be able to do both, but both required really structured assistance and support as our kids get started. So don't be frustrated if you've got an older student that's still struggling to write a paragraph. Simply help them write the paragraph, thinking of, what is our topic? What's a good hook? How can we write a thesis statement or a statement that says, this is what I'm writing about today? And then coming up with some facts that help support that. And you can keep it really, really simple to start with. You can look up different prompts for different days. Look up the date. I need a writing prompt for this day. And they'll say, today is National Donut Day. What is your favorite donut? And then that could be your writing prompt. You don't have to overthink this, but I think the thing is that you do have to practice it. And, you might become a better uh, writer and a better speller in the process. But don't give up. Give your kids plenty of support. And if you don't know what kind of support your child needs, find somebody who's been in education, has experience that can help you. And I happen to be one of those people. And I literally just had a couple of experiences this week where I've been helping some students. And these are older students, but I do the same thing for my younger students as well. So my older students, a lot of them are currently working on writing paragraphs that have, like I said, good hooks with a transition into their thesis statement, and they still really don't even understand the vocabulary behind that. So we're building on these skills. I mean, these kids really might be really great writers. They might be able to sit down and write a story about with story elements with characters and plots, and they might be able to do that, but they literally cannot write an essay about something that they've read. And so they really need a lot of structured support and very specific um, text text to writing elements that I provide however their parents want it. Some parents only want digital writing, so then we're just going to do it digitally. And then other parents literally want only writing on notebook paper. And so I follow what the parents want, because I can see also, I agree with them. If the parents say no, I want them to write it in their notebook, there's a reason for that. And if the parents are like, no, they can go ahead and type it, well, I'll have them write it down in their notebook. And then if I can clearly see that they know how to do it, they can write a well-structured sentence with capital letters and punctuation, correct spelling, then we'll automatically hop into the things that are digital typing, shared screens, shared documents, and things like that. So if this sounds like something that your child needs, I want you to reach out to me. Go on over to my website, and I'll pull it up right now. It is tutoringwithsheryl.tutorbird.com. And you can learn more about how I support readers and writers on their quest to become more proficient. And so I specifically work with these students. I market for K through 6, but I've got some freshmen as well. You can book and sign up right here. You can find out if I'm a good fit for your child. You can read parent testimonials. Actually, I need to take down my summer learning. We're past summer learning here. And then you can click the other information about me, my contact page. I occasionally will have a blog up. If you're an educator and want to learn more about how I do this, you can go over to the Tech Coach for Tutors. You can read the National Report Card. If you are a parent, this is your login for the portal. And I do have some free resources here. And so I just want to thank you for taking time to consider providing structured support for your child with reading. You guys make it a great day. And as usual, keep the learning going.